Yes, this man so good. I'm finally inside the building, inside the cinema. It's a Rip That Zion special. As you can see, everybody see. We're just waiting for the film to take place. And you know, all the stars and celebs and the main cast are actually inside the film as well. So stay tuned and we'll come back with more.
Kick off now. If I can ask everybody to please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent, we'd really appreciate that. And I'd like to thank all of you on behalf of Sheila for coming down to watch her film. She's worked her socks off, her heart and soul has gone into it, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you.
Without introduction, Ashley Waters. I don't think he needs an introduction, but you guys know who he is. Actor, rapper, and a voice of our generation, of our young people today. KYLA, FRYE, star of this film. Absolutely awesome performance. Very powerful performance. Raymond Douglas, social entrepreneur. Mo Ali, the director of Shank. Numerous videos you've probably seen all over MTV based. One of the guys that you're going to be seeing a lot of, I'm sure. He's doing really big things. Also, Sebastian Thiel. He's the director of illegal activity and he's a social entrepreneur himself. Yeah, guys, so it's 15 minutes. Make questions real quick and get the answers even quicker. We're going to have to keep it moving.
Yeah, good evening everyone. My name's Duncan from New Black. Thanks to Sheila for inviting me, and I really think for a short film to have an audience like this is amazing. Because to me, I watch features and it's not see short films like that. So I think round of applause to the I mean, watching the film, what I really enjoyed, you know, for the film was, you know, having someone like you, Asha, like in that role you played. What I would want to see was a bit more. I was waiting for you. I'm looking for you again to come back, you know, and probably deal with these kids in another way, like what the man did before we watched the film. He gave that kind of put your hand up there, put your hand down there, you know, that kind of thing. But I felt a bit more of that. That's, you know what I mean? Probably could have been extra, you know. What are your thoughts? But probably you put that in the film, I don't know.
To be honest, you know, like, I'll give you my main, obviously the script was really good. Sheila approached me right because she's such a professional person. So a lot of people ask me to do short film and I don't do them. But the script was amazing. But generally, like, the reason why I would attach myself to something like that is because I believe in her so much. I know that attaching my name to it is going to make more people see it. You know what I'm saying? But generally, I could have been in it for 2 seconds, but like, I just wanted my name to be involved, you know what I mean? And to give everyone else, obviously these up-and-coming actors, a platform and, you know, for other people to see them. So I genuinely hope that it just goes everywhere it needs to go and that we've generated and started some new careers for people that have been involved in it.
This is a question that's open to the whole panel. Obviously, it was a great piece of art. What I'm wondering is now, what are we trying to achieve or do with this? Because a lot of the time, there's the debate about the positive, negative portrayal. There's also the debate about our just presence in the media. When we do get attention, how it's, you know, it's political like that. So, to what end is this kind of film intended?
Okay, you don't mind me. Can you tell me which city in the UK has the largest amount of knife crime? Shout it out. Shout it out. If you ask a majority of young black men, what would they say? Why? Yeah, so freedom of speech equals freedom of press, but who owns the press? What I was trying to get when I was speaking was, black film, black artists, whatever, we have to go for a rites of passage. And one of the things that I think was said in the last event was, earlier, was that we are now where If you think, look at Ice Cube had to do Boys in the Hood in order to do Are We There Yet? You know, you have to create an industry, you have to create a dialogue and a discourse. So I think, in terms of where we're at today, this is powerful. It's raining outside. I was saying to one of my colleagues, what's going to happen to my weave when I get out there? But the reality is, though, this is powerful. This is a Thursday night. You look around you, and, you know, thanks to this sister here who invited me.
Alright, I'm Leroy from Rep That. I want to know what inspired you to write this film?
The film was basically inspired. There was a day when I went to the park, it was last summer, and a conversation happened similar to the one that Yomani and Zion had in the film. Where I met a young boy who's 16 or 17 years old, no, 16 years old, and we just ended up just talking. I actually went there to be inspired. I went there with my notepad open to just write. And when I met him, he just felt very open when he started talking to me. And the things that he said and his perception of things, we often hear about these things from, you know, from the press or whatever, but hearing things straight from his mouth, and he was so young and so vulnerable, but it's like his innocence had just been stripped from him. So I wanted to create a film that, whether seen as a positive or negative film, would just move people's hearts and allow people to see what's happening with our young people from a more emotional and emotive perspective. So that is the aim.
The first poem that I'm going to go into is called The State of Mind. I'm from a place where a lot of people die for nothing, that's why I gotta be alive for something. But since I ain't in the hood blazing zoots, I guess I'm supposed to be living good, raising youths. But the hood is mad. It's kind of mental. Well, it's as mental as it is physical. Everyone here is cynical and it's all awkward. You're stuck in a piece of land that you call your hood. And when I say we're stuck in the hood, that means heads ain't getting exposed. And if heads ain't getting exposed, then no one's got an open mind. See, I'm dealing with words of a spoken kind, but others before me wrote them fine, and for man them to know would require reading, and we know man them ain't so inclined. So we're stuck in the hood. But you know what a hood does? It absorbs the rain and it blocks out the sun. It stores the pain and it blocks out the sun. And just as sure as it's got good and gorgeous women, the hood obscures your vision. The word ghetto started with the Jewish community, brother, but they never went brutishly shooting each other. Therefore, hood is not the same as ghetto. As with the synagogue populace, we're not synonymous. What makes our sin ominous is the fact it's symbolic of the frolic of ignorance is prominence. Ignorance ain't bliss, it's an instrument for dominance. But we'll come back to that. So what's a hood? Slum after slum, back to back, where mum stacked for jack and sons packed the strap to run bags of crack. And words fly around trying to describe our condition, but at the end of the day it comes back to black. I ain't one of them guys that pretends, fam, I'm not Chuck D. I'm just a guy from the ends and I got lucky. But in this position, you see, people listen to me, so I guess I'm in a position to stop fuckery. But I can't doubt if I should. Because as much as I want to be out of the hood, what's the point in running away, leaving behind my dogs and becoming a stray? And I pose the same question to you. Once you've left for good, what do you suggest you should do? You're going to jump through a window, let them figure it out, or hold open the door and shout, "Jigga, get out." Things are getting awkward between me and Amanda because I'm still telling you what I'm still telling thugs, and they're still selling food, that means still selling drugs. And no one shook a police in the hood for the G's. Even I don't like the look of police, because they don't set foot on the streets, and they can't tell the wood for the trees. How do you think they separate the good from the grease? I would bet 100, I would bet 1,000 that nothing would change with better jobs and better housing. And as much as you dislike that, try not to murder me, because making that statement is third degree burning me, but we won't progress if we don't address the social elements that's burning we internally. I don't want to run away from the hood. I just want to be safe and be good so we can all prosper the way that we should. It's about narrowing the gap between the rich and the poor, not giving victims reason to snitch anymore, and not deciding to fall out and bitch anymore and killing someone every time we switch anymore. If you really need reasons, I could list many more, but just look at your estate and find. More time, the hood is just a state of mind.